Hey, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to tell you my story and how I started my business. So a little background on me. I grew up in Northern California in the foothill region of Sacramento in a little city called Cameron Park. And ever since I was younger, I was super creative. I would always make up these little scenes in my head and do stuff with my brother and friends and interact with just our imaginations. And one day, my good friend Matt Espinoza actually brought a camera over. I wasn't sure why. He brought one over, and I'm not sure exactly what we were planning to do that day, but we used the camera to start making these crazy, weird Call of Duty videos, and I hadn't done anything like that before. So we just started shooting stuff in my backyard, and I immediately went to my parents' computer and searched, video editing program. And the first thing that came up that most of you guys probably know is Windows Movie Maker. And as many of you guys know, it's a terrible program, but at the time it was very simple, and it kind of got me started and intrigued at how you could create nothing into something. And so it was funny, the following year, this was back in 6th grade, the following year in 7th grade at my middle school, there was a film class that was being offered. So what I decided to do is jump into it. It was one of the electives, and I decided, I'm gonna try it out. And I went through that whole class just learning and growing, and I remember how excited I was to start really putting these little short films together. Even though they're terrible at the time, it was super fun to work on. I was very involved with my friends, so shout out to everyone that was a part of that and how far we've come from that. But at that time, at the end of 7th grade, I knew that that was something that I wanted to pursue later in life. I moved out of my parents' my first year of college. So at the end of my first semester, I was taking a human development class, and the very last day, our teacher had us go online to find any opportunities for internships or jobs in the field that we wanted to work in. So I went on and I found this position for a video editor for this marketing company out of Carmichael. I applied and I got a response back from the guy. His name's Dwayne Fatel, a really good friend, shout out to him. So I started working with him part-time as a contractor and did any little jobs that I could get my hands on. But he was kind of a mentor for me at the beginning. And so he started providing me with vital pieces to get my own thing going, which were getting involved in Yelp and getting signed up for things like Thumbtack, Gigmaster, GigSalad, where I could list myself on there and start providing jobs for whatever opportunities that came my way. And so eventually I started thinking, what is another area that I could grow in that could be repetitive and profitable? So I remembered that one of my buddies from high school, his dad was a realtor. So I decided to reach out, try and get my feet into the industry. So I did, I reached out and I started working with him. The transformation has been night and day since I started 4 years ago. One day I went on Zillow, I decided, I'm gonna go on there and just look at all these homes that are for sale. I'm gonna figure out who the listing agent is, figure out their contact information. So what I did is I went and I just started writing down all of these people's names and numbers, and I messaged every single one of them. I probably messaged 100 to 200 names that day, and I only got a few responses. But one of them is actually my good realtor that I'm still working with to this day. His name is Derek Kirk, and he has alone referred me, since I started working with him, probably to half a dozen to a dozen agents. Referrals are huge in the industry, so it has really helped me grow in that facet, and that's kind of been the foundation of what Dynamic Cinema Productions, my business, has become. And so it's really just a matter of putting yourself out there and starting wherever you can. I mean, I started super cheap, and as time has gone and as my quality has progressed, I've been able to charge more. And so you just have to start somewhere. It's gonna take time. You know, it takes sacrifice in the beginning. The first 1 to 2 years of the business, I was grinding every single day. I mean, I remember editing, staying up late, and doing whatever I could, reaching out to people, following up, building my website, you know, whatever it took to get more clients, get more business. And even in the last few years, I feel like entrepreneurship has been more and more intriguing to people, which in turn has created a lot more resources online on YouTube where people can go and see how people are doing certain things. And that's what I'm hoping to provide later in this channel, is all of the tips and tricks that I've learned through every facet of my business. It's just crazy what you can do when you put your mind to something. When I graduated high school, I was still planning on going into this field, but I was planning to do special effects editing and moving down to LA. Long Beach was my target. Then it turned into San Jose State, still special effects editing. But when I started my business and started doing production on my own, I decided, you know, community college is probably enough for me. And so I finished with my associate's degree in digital cinema production, and took a few business courses, and that's kind of propelled me to where I am today. So I was hoping to share this quick information with you to kind of give you an idea of how I started my business. And if you learned anything from this, if you found value, please like, comment, subscribe, turn on notifications, and I look forward to providing more tips on business, real estate, and media in the future. Thanks for tuning in.